Let's jump right in and set a scene that is probably way too familiar. Picture this. You're chilling, your phone buzzes, you look down, and there it is, the dreaded text message. Hey, I'm in your neighborhood. Mind if I swing by? Right? Instantly, you feel that sharp, sudden tightness in your chest. Outwardly, your thumbs are probably speed typing a polite, "Yeah, sure, come on over." But inwardly, your brain is screaming, "Well, there goes my peace." Today, we're diving deep into the architecture of unwanted surprises. If you're someone who passionately values your quiet peace, and you've ever been called rigid or antisocial simply because, you prefer a polite 3-day heads up for a coffee date, you are absolutely in the right place.
So if we have to ask ourselves, does a surprise actually feel like a gift, or is it kind of more like a psychological nightmare? Society is constantly telling us that we should love spontaneity, right? We're conditioned to view unannounced visits or surprise parties as these ultimate amazing treats. But let's be completely honest here. For so many of us, an unplanned visitor doesn't feel like a fun, spontaneous adventure at all. It feels way more like a tactical invasion. Today, consider this your supportive guide as we break down exactly why your brain treats unpredictability as a literal physiological threat.
So, first up, we're looking at the loss of territorial comfort and why your home is essentially your emotional survival pod.
To really understand why a surprise feels so intensely heavy, we need to talk about what your physical space actually represents to your nervous system. There's a term for this: territorial comfort. It's this incredible psychological state where your environment is perfectly calibrated for safety. Think about your home for a second. For a lot of us, it is literally the one and only place in the entire world where the mask can finally come off. You've purposefully adjusted the lighting, you dictate the exact temperature, and most importantly, you curate the silence. It's a highly specific, customized environment designed exclusively to support your nervous system.
So what happens when the doorbell suddenly rings? You are violently yanked straight out of recharge mode, where you're safe, calm, and resting, and shoved right into impression management. Your safe sanctuary is instantly, without any warning, transformed into a performance venue. Your brain is suddenly forced to execute this exhausting mental gear shift in a matter of seconds. You go from resting to performing, being highly alert, and managing someone else's impressions of you. It is a massive, incredibly draining transition. No wonder it feels awful.
Moving on to your brain's prediction machine. Let's look at the actual science behind why we genuinely hate the unexpected.
You see, there is a deep structural reason why surprises feel so incredibly abrasive. Your brain is actively operating as a constant forecasting machine, all to keep you safe. When that forecasting fails, you experience what's called a prediction error. This is a real clinical term, and honestly, I hope just hearing it brings you a little sense of relief. It is the stressful psychological gap between what you fully expected to happen, like a beautifully quiet, isolated evening, and reality, which is sudden socializing. When someone drops a surprise on you, it violently shatters that expectation, and your brain triggers a documented biological stress response. You aren't being difficult, this is pure physiology.
For those of us who highly value our peace and have a really strong need for autonomy, an unexpected event feels exactly like someone snatching the remote control to your own life right out of your hands. When you're forced into a social situation you didn't choose and definitely didn't plan for, your world feels instantly unsafe and entirely out of your control. That comforting sense of environmental mastery you had just moments ago, it completely evaporates.
This brings us to traumatic intelligence. What happens when the unexpected actually meant dangerous?
Now, if this reaction feels particularly intense or overwhelming for you, we need to look a little deeper at the historical roots of this anxiety. Because for a lot of people, this aversion to surprises is actually traumatic intelligence. It's a nervous system permanently set to hypervigilance. But here's the thing. It is functioning as a highly evolved survival skill. If you absolutely hate surprises, I need you to know you are not broken, you're not antisocial, and you aren't rigid as some kind of character defect. You are displaying an evolved trait. Your brain is simply trying to protect you from the quiet before the storm that it remembers all too well.
This hypervigilance almost always traces back to childhood triggers. Think about it. Maybe you grew up with parents whose moods shifted wildly without any warning. Or perhaps you had a pretty chaotic or unstable home life, where you had to quickly read the room the absolute second you walked through the door just to ensure you were safe. In environments like that, the unexpected almost always meant bad news. Your current reaction to surprises, it's simply your brain remembering those past lessons to keep you safe today. It's doing its job.
And you know what this personal history often leads to? The creation of an emotional insurance policy. Have you ever caught yourself treating your own birthday like it's just a completely normal, mundane day? Or maybe you heavily prefer the predictable, quiet routine of winter over a wild, spontaneous summer. Well, that is your emotional insurance policy at work. By refusing to set high expectations or allowing for big, unpredictable moments, you're essentially ensuring that you cannot be caught off guard, disappointed, or hurt.
So let's talk about how to protect your peace. How exactly do we navigate this highly spontaneous world without feeling constant guilt? We live in a loud, wildly spontaneous world, yet our brains desperately crave structure. How do we manage this? Let's look at 2 super actionable steps. Step 1. Literally just say "not today" to lower your cognitive load. Consider this your explicit permission to decline surprise visitors. Recognizing that your home is your emotional reset button is a profound form of self-awareness. It is absolutely not selfishness. Step 2. Name it to tame it when a surprise hits. You need a strategy for when you are inevitably caught off guard. Giving that panicked feeling a name instantly strips away its immediate, overwhelming power over you.
And here's the crucial script I want you to use for step 2. I'm experiencing a prediction error right now, and my brain is just trying to protect me. Memorize this. Using this script internally is an incredibly powerful tool. It creates this tiny, safe, magical gap between the sudden, chest-tightening panic of a surprise and your outward reaction to it. It gracefully reminds you that, hey, your brain is just doing the exact job it was wired to do.
Which brings us to the absolute most empowering takeaway of this entire explainer. You do not owe the world your mental health. Let that sink in. Even if a surprise is entirely well-intentioned, even if someone is throwing you a positive celebration, your peace is yours to protect. You are fully, completely allowed to value your quiet peace and your structure way over someone else's desire to just be spontaneous.
So I want to wrap this up by leaving you with a question to really think about. How will you protect your quiet world today? Seriously, if you're the person who faithfully checks the peephole before opening the door, please know you are not alone. You are just wired for depth and safety in a world that can, frankly, be a bit too loud. If you're looking for more ways to regulate that overactive alarm system and support your need for peace, definitely check out the 7-day guides and planners I've linked in the description below. They're specifically designed to help you rebuild your focus and lower daily stress. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Remember, it is perfectly okay to passionately love your quiet world. Stay curious, protect your peace, and I'll see you in the next one.